The people of Europe are entering the 20th century with high hopes for the future. It is a period of peace and economic growth. More than half of the European population lives in an urban environment. The Industrial Revolution is maturing. Waves of new inventions are altering the life of everybody, even the poor. Creativity knows no limits. Art Nouveau is expressed differently across Europe. In the greatest works of Art Nouveau, many art forms are united into Gesamtkunstwerk, or total art. As people are moving to the cities, new housing must be built. In the first years of the 1900s, the Skotudden district of Helsinki changes completely. The wooden huts and unhealthy rooms are transformed into attractive living areas for the high classes of society. In 1904, a great fire destroys the wooden town of Ålesund. Over the next 3 years, the whole town is to be rebuilt. The consistent Art Nouveau townscape has housing for all. In Brussels, public schools by Henri Jacobs use carefully crafted architecture. Workers' housing with modern facilities improve the lives of the less fortunate. Artists start looking at nature in a different way. Some study nature with the precision of the artist-botanist, integrating a flower or a tree as the basis for structure and rhythm. Other artists use nature in a more abstract way, creating organic shapes and graphics. City planners start thinking in a new way. Parks and meeting places are integrated in the new boroughs. After the great earthquake in Ljubljana, Slovene Square is built in the center of the city. Nature itself is brought into the interior in the form of winter gardens. One of the key ideas of the Belgian architect Victor Orta is to let natural light penetrate into the very heart of his buildings. Enormous fortunes are being made. There is a new breed of capitalists, the industrial tycoons. The rich style of Art Nouveau expresses people's wealth. The total work of art, where every little detail is tailor-made, can only be afforded by the very wealthy. The artists sometimes try to incorporate references to the owners. In Lombardy, silkworms are used as decorations in a factory owner's villa. The textile industry is the first industry to spread all over Europe. In Łódź and Terrassa, the factories are built in the Art Nouveau style. Industry and mass production creates a greater need for international markets. Better communications enables ideas to travel quickly around the world. The modern concept of fashion is born. Art Nouveau is adopted by the industry as the style becomes commercialized. Products and building parts are produced in large numbers. Periodicals dedicated to the decorative arts are spreading the new style. In the modernista houses of Havana, the ornamental elements are largely prefabricated. Catalan immigrants combined this with the handcrafted trancadís technique of broken tiles sprinkled with coloured glass. The multidisciplined artist Émile Gallet is perhaps the most prominent member of École de Nancy. His glassware designs are a great success. The workday is long and tough, and there are noisy, sometimes toxic conditions. Child labour is now illegal in many industrialized countries. Tough strikes for better wages and working conditions are fought. The 1st of May is declared International Labour Day. The first goal for the socialist movement is to limit the workday to 8 hours. Workers unite in labour unions and socialist parties. Meeting places are established all over Europe. Women stop wearing corsets. Maybe one can tell from the changes in fashion that things are loosening up in the new century. The struggle for equal rights is intensified as women start participating in society. In 1906, Finland becomes the first nation in the world to give women unrestricted rights to vote and to stand for parliament. The Glasgow Girls influenced the Glasgow style and achieved international recognition for their arts and crafts. The owner of the Willow Tea Rooms, independent businesswoman Miss Kate Cranston, commissions the young Glasgow designers to decorate her tea rooms in the latest style. With urban living and regulated working hours, there is a new concept: leisure time. People flock to see sporting events, theatre and the cinema. The first superstars, like the actress Sarah Bernard, also appear on the scene. It is now fashionable for the middle and upper classes to spend weekends in the countryside. This is the beginning of mass tourism. New resorts are built around the lakes of Lombardy for the visitors to enjoy the natural beauty of the landscape. Varese, located at the foot of the Prealps, is the major fresh air attraction for the bourgeoisie escaping the industrial city of Milan. The people's health and lifestyle reform is on the agenda. Jürgen Petter Müller, winner of the Danish beauty contest for men, promotes 15 minutes exercise a day. Sebastian Knape argues that the poor peasant's whole-grain bread is healthier than the rich man's white bread and promotes his water cure based on hot and cold baths. Spa towns are now very popular. In Bad Nauheim, large spa facilities are built in the Art Nouveau style. In 1908, the first communal baths for both men and women appear in Germany. The recommended treatment for tuberculosis is a stay in a sanatorium, away from the dirty air of the city. Pavilion hospitals with lots of vegetation are fashionable. In Reus, at the hospital Pere Marta by Lluís Domènech i Montaner, the wealthy sponsors enjoy a separate pavilion. New funerary practices are introduced. The modern crematorium in La Chaux-de-Fonds is considered to be hygienic and space-saving. With steamboats and trains, it's easy to travel across Europe. The growing mobility makes it easier for Europeans to study and make a career in other countries. Slovene architect Joža Plečnik is educated in Vienna and also practices in Belgrade and Ljubljana. Czech artist Alfons Mucha has clients from many countries. He turned commercial assignments into art projects. Siegfried Bing's gallery in Paris gave the style its name. Bing promotes Japanese art, a great inspiration for the Art Nouveau artists. The World Fairs are the venues to show off new inventions and aesthetic creations. The World Fairs are a place to express regional and national identity. The Finns are seeking independence from Russia, and the National Romanticist architecture is a very concrete way to show national identity. In the cheerful atmosphere of Norway's independence, many of the houses in Ålesund show Norse dragon-style motifs. In the city of Riga, National Romanticism is one of the main influences in Art Nouveau architecture. The Catalan capital of Barcelona is experiencing a cultural rebirth. As a nation with their own language and proud cultural history, the architects of the Catalan Renaissance try to revive and reinterpret the art and architecture of the glorious period of Catalonia, before the absorption by Spain. Living as an ascetic monk, Antoni Gaudi praised his God through architecture. His relationship with Count Eusebio Güell helps him start impossible projects and direct his sensual artistic visions all over the city of Barcelona. Many artists are able to make a good living from their profession. Victor Horta uses a fluid space concept in his architecture. The rooms are connected to each other, growing like a plant, from one floor to the next. Charles Rennie Mackintosh pioneers modern architecture and furniture design. He is an aesthete. As long as it looks fantastic, why worry about chairs that are not very comfortable to sit in, or cleaning the white carpets? Henri van der Velde changes his career from a fine art painter to become a designer and architect, trying to improve society through his art and craft. Furniture designer Louis Majorel changes the family firm into a retail chain. His villa in Nancy is located right behind his factory. The lives of the artists of the Art Nouveau era are as diverse as the art they create, but they share a passion for change. They want to express their own time, entering the new century, the new life.